Welcome to our introductory course on Eternalism, the divine philosophy of the eternal worlds. Unit 10, Three Philosophical Mindsets. In Unit 10, we'll explore the three philosophical mindsets shaping how we perceive and engage with a world of irreconcilable religious and secular worldviews. Unlike in 2004, our 2024 approach to eternalism will actively shift between these mindsets, highlighting how each influences our efforts to build and defend the temple of truth amid their unique challenges, critiques, and complexities. Our course on the philosophy of eternalism will focus on three distinct philosophical mindsets: the modern mindset, contrasted with the pre-modern mindset, and the postmodern mindset. As illustrated in this Venn diagram, these mindsets overlap and intersect in various ways. While engaging all three simultaneously might seem ideal, it presents significant challenges, akin to investigating two separate crime scenes at once, where confusion and cross-contamination risk undermining clarity and resolution. Let me explain. In 2004, the rift between modern and pre-modern worldviews, religion versus science, faith versus reason, took center stage. The significant philosophical divide, exemplified by debates over ideas like reason is the handmaiden of faith, was serious but did not threaten the shared civility both perspectives operated within. As long as principles like religious freedom, free speech, and individual rights were upheld, this rift remained manageable. Now, in 2024, we face not only the rift between modern and pre-modern worldviews, religion versus science, faith versus reason, but also the abyss of postmodernism. This abyss, defined by the divide between realism and nihilism, sanity and madness, has emerged as an urgent and existential crisis. Postmodernism does not merely challenge modern thought. It seeks to annihilate the shared foundations of truth, meaning, and reality itself, epitomized by the nihilistic declaration, "Everything that exists deserves to perish." In this course, we must address the rift between modernism and pre-modernism, and the abyss between modernism and postmodernism separately, and as the need arises. Let me illustrate what I mean. Notice the Venn diagram is arranged from left to right, starting with the pre-modern mindset, followed by the modern mindset, and ending with the postmodern mindset. This reflects the two-front approach we'll take in this course. Our objective truth seekers will build and defend the temple of truth against the postmodern mindset of subjective truth enforcers on one side and against the pre-modern mindset of subjective truth worshippers on the other. What distinguishes these three mindsets is their measure of truth. For objective truth seekers, reality is the measure of all things. For subjective truth worshippers, God is the measure of all things. And for subjective truth enforcers, man is the measure of all things. These philosophical mindsets and worldviews are foundational. So let's turn to a chart I created to help clarify them. These three philosophical mindsets stem from three distinct philosophical periods: pre-modernism, modernism, and postmodernism, each defined by its unique approach to truth and meaning. Pre-modernism, roughly dated between 400 AD and 1400 AD, is known as the Age of Faith because the Christians living in this age held the religious belief that God is the measure of all things. To understand this mindset, consider the five core philosophical questions: what is real, true, good, just, and beautiful? Regardless of the specific answers, God is seen as the ultimate source of all these concepts. Modernism, roughly dated from 1400 AD to 1950 AD, is known as the Age of Reason because this modern man held to the rational and sane belief that reality is the measure of all things. Applying the same five core philosophical questions, reality is seen as the ultimate or foundational source of all these concepts. Postmodernism, roughly dated from 1950 AD to today, is aptly called the Age of Rage, as it adheres to the ancient and subjective adage that man is the measure of all things. When considering the five core philosophical questions, postmodernists claim that truth and meaning are ultimately sourced in human perspectives, so that man is the ultimate or foundational source of all these concepts. This creates profound disagreement and conflict, as humanity rarely agrees on what is real, true, good, just, or beautiful, hence the rage. Given these three philosophical mindsets, objective truth seekers must build and defend the temple of truth on two opposing fronts. The pre-modern worldview, which holds that God is the ultimate measure of all things, and the postmodern worldview, which asserts that man is the ultimate measure of all things. In both cases, these worldviews are not rooted in reality, but in subjective constructs, either the will and whims of a supernatural God or the will and whims of mortal man. This course on eternalism will address each subjective mindset and worldview separately to highlight their unique challenges, ensuring a focused and effective defense of the temple of truth. This dual-front approach is essential for navigating today's philosophical landscape. Because this course requires us to navigate between two opposing fronts, I will always clarify which battlefront we are engaging. For example, in Units 8 and 9, we focused on building and defending the temple of truth against the subjective worldview of postmodernism, as exemplified by the hostility shown towards Elder Holland's BYU musket fire speech. In Unit 11, we will turn back to the subjective mindset of the pre-modern world, where God is the measure of all things, as we explore gospel primacy issues and two-tier thinking tools designed to address and correct this pre-modern worldview. Nonetheless, no matter which direction we move, I will ensure it is always clear whether we are addressing the pre-modern or postmodern battlefront. This ends this Unit 10 presentation. Thank you for watching. Join us for Unit 11, where we'll delve into gospel primacy issues and introduce the concept of two-tier thinking. And be sure to take the Unit 10 overview quiz to deepen your understanding of the gospel and the philosophy of eternalism.